Welcome students. We are going to study about the module Microorganisms in Soil. In this module, we are going to study soil as a habitat for microorganisms. We are going to study the different groups of microorganisms in the soil, and we are going to see the examples of these microorganisms. At the end of this module, you all will be able to describe soil as a habitat for microorganisms. You all will be able to list the various groups of microorganisms in the soil. You will be able to explain about the characteristics and the role of soil microbes, and also you all are going to cite some examples of these soil microbes. Soil as a habitat for microorganisms. Now, soil is a complex product of parental material and biological activity, that is parental material like topography, climate. Ratio of soil particles governs porosity, soil water temperature, pH, inorganic and organic matter, microorganisms and their community size. Now, soil is a unique habitat which harbors variety of microorganisms. Salmon Waxman was the first to study soil microbes. Now, this is a picture of a soil. Now, this soil has various composition. It is composed of mineral particles, it has plant and animal residues, it has microorganisms, plants and animals living in it. It also has water and gases. Now, the factors affecting the occurrence of microorganisms in soil are the soil moisture, the soil aeration, the organic matter present in it, flora and fauna, soil acidity and the alkalinity. Now, let us see the various groups of microorganisms present in the soil. First one is the bacteria, followed by the fungi, actinomyces, nematodes, protozoa, algae and viruses. So, these are the different groups of microorganisms which are found in the soil. Now, first we are going to study about soil bacteria. They are the smallest unicellular prokaryotes. They are the most abundant group of microorganisms in the soil. So, the maximum number of organisms present in the soil are the bacteria. Bacteria are attached to the soil particles and are embedded in the organic matter. So, either they are attached or they are embedded in the organic matter. They are found in higher number in cultivated land than virgin land. Maximum is in the rhizosphere and less in the non-rhizosphere soil. Now, based on their presence, we have two groups, the soil indigenous, that is the true residents, okay, the ones which are already present, that is the autochthonous, and we have the soil invaders which are known as the allochthonous. Now, soil invaders are, they come in the soil due to several factors. Now, what is the role of soil bacteria? They help in organic matter decomposition, nitrogen fixation, nutrient recycling, they improve soil texture and they control soil pathogens. Now, we have examples of soil bacteria. We have the nitrogen fixing bacteria, symbiotic and free living. One example of symbiotic is Rhizobium species and free living is Azotobacter species. Then bacteria involved in nutrient recycling is the Thiobacillus species, Alkagene species. And the pathogenic bacteria are the Xanthomonas irvina species and the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Then we have the soil fungi. Fungi dominate in acidic and sandy soils and in fresh organic matter. In most of the aerated or cultivated soils, fungi share a major part of the total microbial biomass because they have an extensive network of mycelium. They derive nutrients for growth from organic matter, other living organisms and plants, establishing different types of relationships. Now, role of soil fungi, they immobilize and retain nutrients in soil. They break resistant materials such as cellulose, gums and lignin. They are also source of food for many soil organisms and they act as biocontrol agents. Then we have the examples of soil fungi, the decomposers or the saprophytic fungi which decompose, that is Alternaria species, Aspergillus species. We have the mutualistic or mycorrhizal fungi, that is they form association with the plants. They take in food from the plants and in turn they provide phosphorus. Example is the glomus species. And we have the pathogenic or parasitic fungi, that is Verticillium species, Pythium species, Rhizoctonia species. Then we have the actinomycetes is the next group of organisms, microorganisms. Now these share characteristics of both bacteria and fungi. They are commonly known as ray fungi. They are gram positive and release antibiotic substances. Now the wetted soils give a earthy odor. When it rains, you get that earthy odor, that is due to the volatile growth product of actinomycetes. Luxuriant growth is favored by neutral or alkaline pH, that is from 6 to 8, and their population is greater in soils of grassland and pastures rather than cultivated land. Now these are the actinomycetes examples of actinomyces. Actinomyces species, actinoplane species, Micromonospora, Nocardia and Streptomyces. Then the next group of microorganisms present in the soil are the protozoas, a group of unicellular eukaryotes, either free living or parasitic, which feed on organic matter. They are basically present in the moist soil. Their population may vary from 1,000 per teaspoon in less fertile soils to 1,000,000 per teaspoon in highly fertile soils. Then what is their role? They mineralize soil nutrients, making them available to plants and other soil organisms. They act as food source for other soil organisms. They have a predatory role, that is, they feed on bacteria and regulate their population. They help suppress disease-causing pathogens by competing or feeding on the pathogens. Now the examples of protozoa, we have the flagellates such as Cercomonas species, Oikomonas species, and we have the ciliates, Colpoda species and the Pleurotricha species. Then we have the nematodes. They are non-segmented worms. They derive nutrients for growth and reproduction from the cell contents of the protozoa, bacteria and fungi. They function at several trophic levels of the food chain. That is, on the first trophic level, they feed on plants. They also play a beneficial role and also they cause plant disease. Now examples of nematodes, we have the free living nematodes, the bacterial feeders, fungal feeders, predatory nematodes and omnivores. Omnivores feed on bacteria, fungi and other nematodes. Example is Elaphonema species, and we have the root feeders which are the plant parasites. Example is Trichodorus species. Now what is the role of nematodes? They help in mineralizing nutrients. They bring about dispersal of bacteria and fungi by carrying live and dormant microbes on their surface and in their digestive system. They serve as food for bacteria and fungi, other nematodes, soil microarthropods and soil insects. They also act as biocontrol agents. Now the next group of microorganisms are the soil algae. They are oxygen evolving photosynthetic organisms. They grow luxuriantly where there is adequate amount of moisture and light. Their population is small. We have two major types, the green algae and the diatoms. Now examples of algae, the green algae, we have the Chlorella species and the Clebidomonas species, and in diatoms we have the Navicula species and the Pinularia species. Then the last group of microorganisms present in soil are the viruses. Viruses, bacteriophages, that are the bacterial viruses, plant and animal viruses are observed in the soil. They find their way in the soil through addition of plant and animal waste. Also, soil microbes themselves harbor viruses and they cause microbial mortality. Examples of viruses found in soil are the potato virus, the cucumber mosaic virus and the apple mosaic virus. So, in this module, we saw that soil is a unique habitat that harbors a variety of microorganisms. Now, the different groups of microorganisms found in soil are the bacteria, the fungi, the actinomyces, the protozoa, nematodes, algae, and viruses. Now, majority of the soil microorganisms, they play a beneficial role in the soil. These are the references. This is the additional reference. Thank you.